K4UO EW4NHO. W4NHO, clear. W4HNOH. This is W4NHO. Good evening, Al. Here is Steve. Over.
Good evening, Steve. This is Jeff. This is KM4LDP. I'm in Paducah, Kentucky.
Okay, fine business. Glad to meet you this evening. We're located in Owensboro. Over.
Got you in Owensboro. Yeah, I think I heard you in there talking to another fella just a minute ago. Was waiting on the net. That's what I'm doing.
No, that was somebody else. I think Ron and another person. I was trying to get hold of Jerry there and filling in a few details for the system we're trying to put back on or get on the air here in the Owensboro area. Go ahead.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Well, I just thought it was you. I wasn't paying much attention. I was watching TV and had two other radios going. I just heard the conversation, but yeah, I'm just sitting here standing by.
Okay, you can tell more people are coming online sometimes when you see the numbers change on who's connecting to the network there.
Roger. Yeah, I just keep mine. I'm connected to the Paducah repeater, and as long as I'm on C4 FM, I don't have to actually connect to Wires X because it automatically connects to the node. So I don't see all the data unless I just go in and manually connect to the Wires X.
Roger that. Well, I'm connected to WireX node here. We're trying to look at possibly linking it to a Fusion repeater we have here locally and see what we can do about keeping the system on there. Go ahead.
I got you. Sounds good. Well, I'll back out and wait for the net. It's KM4LDP, Paducah, and Jeff, and it's good to talk to you. I'll see you on the net.
Very good, Jeff. Thanks for the shout, and glad to meet you this evening. W4NHO, Owensboro, clear.
KN4GZX, WA4SKU.
WA4SKU and 4IYX.
Well, there's Edgar. Hi, Edgar. How you doing?
Well, I'm fine. It's about getting close to that time, so I won't hold this thing. Just wanted to come in and say hi. I've had plans to listen to the net. I've been listening most of the day. It's been kind of fun, except for when y'all got wound up on drones. Oh, well, nobody's perfect.
Oh, okay. I'm over here in the kitchen, and I was getting ready to cut up the turkey I baked a while ago. But you got to try to talk a little bit louder. Your modulation's a little bit lower than everybody else's, so I had to really stop and listen to what you're saying to hear you. Anyway, we'll talk to you in the next then, I guess. WA4SKU.
Okay, well, I've uncovered where I think the microphone is on this thing. Maybe I've got it, Mike. N4IYX.
Good evening. This is K4KMW, now calling the Kentucky All Digital Network Net in the session. My name is Kyle, and this is not a formal net. The net is being convened for the purposes of sharing of information of the WiresX and Fusion networks. This net meets each Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All amateur radio operators are invited to check in. Do we have any stations out there with bulletins and announcements for the net? If so, please call Net Control. Okay, nothing heard for bulletins or announcements. I'm going to apologize now. I've got sinus infection, so it may be hard to understand with the coughing and hacking on this end, full of antibiotics and trying to get over it. So let's proceed on. All amateur radio operators are now invited to check in. Whether or not you have a comment for the net, please check in using your call sign phonetically and alphanumerically. Once you've checked in, be sure to inform me if you have to leave so I can check you out. If you do not wish to be called on for comments, please state this at the time of check-in. Stations checking in and out are encouraged to keep listening until the check-in phase is complete in case another station has traffic for you. Tonight we're going to try a different method. We took a poll on the Facebook group about Net Control's going to call out to each node station as listed on the WiresX computer, and we're going to take check-ins from each node at a time. So if everyone can be a little patient, we'll try this tonight and see how it works, and maybe we can prevent the doubling. So I'm going to go in the order of the node stations that I see here on my node computer. If I miss anything up or miss anybody, just come back to me there after one of us clears and let me know. We'll get you back on the list, and then we'll come back around for a final round to make sure we didn't miss anybody. So I'm going to let the station reset. Okay, this is K4KMW, and I will now take check-ins. Please allow time when checking in for all the WiresX network to catch up and also before unkeying so your check-in makes it to all repeaters and node sites. At this time, I want to take check-ins from the KY4K repeater, which I believe is in Lexington. Please call Net Control if you'd like to join us from that node.
KY4OZ, Kilo Yankee 4 Oscar Zulu, Oz, in Richmond. No comments tonight.
All right, I picked up KY4OZ, Oz in Richmond. Anyone else on the KY4K repeater in Lexington area would like to check in with Kentucky Fusion Digital Network, please call Net Control, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing anyone else. Let's go ahead to the next one on the list. Next one on there is KK4RYS, the Madisonville area. Anyone in the Madisonville area or surrounding area there would like to check in on the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net, please call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing on that node. We'll come back if we have to. Let's check in WB8SKP node in Murray, Kentucky, Hamlin area. If you'd like to check in on the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net from the Hamlin repeater, please let me know now, K4KMW. Okay, that's nothing on that one as well. We'll go to the next one. We've got a KM9Q, which is a St. Petersburg, Florida, I believe, node station. Anyone like to check in from that node, please call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, nothing heard from KM9Q. Let's try KD4FZY. Anyone like to check in from that node? KD4 FZY. Let me see where that location is at. That looks like Owensboro, Kentucky. Anybody like to join us from that connection? Please call net control now.
Good evening, Kyle. This is W4 and Tro, Owensboro. Glad to be aboard, and look forward to hearing the rest of the net. Over.
All right, we picked up W4NHO, Steve in Owensboro. Thanks for joining us, Steve. I got you down for a comment. Is there anyone else that would like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net from the Owensboro area? If so, call net control now. Okay, nothing heard. We're going to go to the next one. Next one there on the list is K4MJF node. Stand by. Let me see where that's looking. Okay, K4MJF. I believe that's our Tennessee folks. If you'd like to join us on the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net, any of you folks there in the Tennessee, Sevierville, it says Lenoir City, Tennessee area, call net control now, K4KMW.
And net control, this is Kilowatt 4 Alpha Radio near Oak Ridge. Name is Bert, Bravo Echo Radio Tango. No traffic, in and out.
Okay, I copied K4AR, Bert, Oak Ridge, Tennessee area. Thanks for joining us, Bert. Is there anyone else there in the Tennessee area that'd like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net? If so, please call net control now.
Good evening, net control. This is Kilo 4, Bravo Charlie Lima, K4 B. It's a million being that.
Okay, I copy. Just a second. Let's check for some more check-ins there in the Tennessee area. Would like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net. Call now. Okay, I've seen an N4JTQ. K4KMW, go ahead.
Hey, Kyle, N4JTQ. I'm not going to hang in here too long. I think we're still having some issues. I'm thinking maybe the repeater's got some descents in it. Everybody's pretty garbled up. We didn't do the net this evening, but I want to say hello to you, sir, and everybody up in Kentucky. Hope everyone's doing well. The weather has been great. So with that, I'll turn it back to you. Take care, and thank you for doing the net. N4JTQ, back to net control.
Okay, N4JTQ, K4KMW. Thanks there, Rick, for joining us. I got you down. I put you down, no comment. You come through real good and clear. Didn't have any packet drop on the connection that time. So I'll check here one more time. Is there anyone else in the Tennessee area want to join us there on the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net? If you'd like to get on the list, call net control, K4KMW.
Kyle, I just got in the car from getting out of Lowe's, but check me in. I know I'm not in Tennessee, but November 4, Victor Golf India, Mobile. Over.
Roger that, Bob. N4VGI. I've got you down, sir. Appreciate you joining us. Okay, let's go on and move to, next on the list on my end is the K4ULE repeater in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Anyone there in that location like to join the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net, call Net Control now, K4KMW.
Good evening, Kyle. K4ULE here in Hopkinsville. You might, I don't know, some of these people probably don't have a clue on what nodes they're actually going through. They just know they're going through a repeater somewhere or some kind of way. And that may be why check-ins are down, I don't know. But, of course, I know which one is which here. I can see it on my computer because I'm running a node and a repeater. But I think it may be confusing a lot of these people that really just don't have a clue on what node they're going through or the call sign on the repeater they're going through. But it does help when you call the area. I know that should help them all and everything. And I'll be quiet. That's my only comment, so continue on. K4ULE.
Well, roger that, Jerry. I appreciate your comments and the information there. It is actually confusing to me. So what we'll do, we'll try to get a little better organized the next time around. I've got you down as check-in, Jerry. Appreciate it. Let's try this. Let's split the state up in 3 different areas. And if you don't know really which division you fall under, just try to check in as you can. Let's try eastern portion of Kentucky. Anyone eastern Kentucky area, top of the border, the bottom of the border. Want to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net? Call Net Control now. Let's just try to space everyone out where I can get all the call signs down.
Good evening, Kyle. WA4SKU here in Eubank, Kentucky. I think this is cool doing it like this. Of course, I've got 3 different nodes here in Somerset. I guess I can check into whichever one I want to. Anyway, I'll turn it back over to you. Everybody's sounding good, and thank you for calling the net, even though you don't feel good. And I don't have any comments. WA4SK.
Okay, thanks, Mike. WA4SKU, K4KMW. Anyone else there, eastern portion of the state of Kentucky Fusion Digital Net that would like to join, get on your name on the list, or get down for a comment, please call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing anyone else. Let's try the middle portion of Kentucky. Middle portion of Kentucky, between east and west. If you consider yourself middle Kentucky, call Net Control now, K4KMW.
K8HSY, the Kilo 8 Hotel, Sierra Yankee, Ron and Bowling Green. No traffic, no comments. Anybody?
For DDR, Whiskey Alpha.
repeater up there in Stamping Ground. Okay, I picked up KY4GW. Greg, got you down. Anyone else like to join us? Middle of the state there, not east, not west. Call net control.
K8HS Y, Kilo 8 Hotel Sierra Yankee, Ron and Bowling Green. No comments.
WA4DDR, Whiskey Alpha 4 Delta Delta Romeo, WJ, and Louisville, Kentucky.
All right, Roger, we picked up WA4DDR, WJ in Louisville, Kentucky. Got you down, WJ. Thanks for joining us. Also, Ron, I've heard you in there twice. K8HSY, Ron in Bowling Green. Got you down, no comments. And I picked up KY4GW, Greg. I believe that's in Anderson County. Anyone else there would like to join the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net from the middle portion of the state, please call net control, K4KMW.
But it's on the KE4YRI node 73, and appreciate Odie linking us up tonight while I'm working. KE4YRI.
K4KMW net control, Kentucky Fusion all digital net. I had to reset my node radio just now, folks. Had a little bit of a mock-up there. Let me go back over who I have so far, and we're going to revert back to our normal procedures of just taking check-ins as I can get them. And then what I will do, I will work this week to come up with a better plan for check-ins to try to prevent the doubling that we've had in the past. And I really don't want to lose anyone here, and I want to get everybody checked in and let them get comments. So top of the list, I picked up KY4OZ, Oz in Richmond, W4NHO, Steve in Owensboro, K4AR, Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Bert, K4BCL, I believe it's Brian, was in Tennessee, N4JTQ, Rick in Sevierville. We picked up N4VGI, Bob in Paducah. Also picked up K4ULE, Jerry in Hopkinsville. WA4SKU, Mike in Eubank. K8HSY, Ron in Bowling Green. KY4GW, Greg, Anderson County, I believe it is. WA4DDR, WJ in Louisville. And N4IYX is what I had there on the last when the node locked up. Edgar, I believe that is. I've got you down. Anyone else that would like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net, please call net control now. Just be courteous and try to space out between everyone.
AM4, LDP, Kilo Mike 4, Lincoln Delta Papa, Jeff in Paducah, no comments. And Kyle, if you could, if you feel like it when you get done with the net, give me a call.
Whiskey 4, Whiskey Sierra, W4, WWS, Steve in Paducah. No comments tonight, Kyle. I'll be in and out. Thanks.
KY4, OEM, Paducah. Name here is Mike. First ever Fusion contact. Just wanted to listen on the net and get the rhythm of the net in my mind. This is KY4, OEM. I'll be in and out with no traffic night. You and the net have a good night.
Kilo November 4, Golf
Kilo
X4, Good evening to everyone. First time on here.
It looks like a good for
Hopkinsville, Kentucky, in and out.
I apologize, I doubled there. I want to go back over who I had. N4IYX, Edgar. We got KM4LDP, Jeff at Paducah. W4WWS, Steve, Paducah. KY4OEM, Mike at Paducah. KN4GZX, John. And KK4OVW, Randy, White House, Tennessee. Let's try to keep it to, we'll do about 5 check-ins, and then I'll stop and go back over them so we can get through them here as quickly as possible. Anyone else like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net? Call Net Control now.
Kilo Alpha 4, Juliet Whiskey.
Kilo, November 4, Hotel Delta Tango, Jerry Bowman, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, in it.
Okay, we picked up 2 there, KA4JWB and KN4HDT, Jason and Jerry in Hopkinsville. Anyone else like to join us on the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net? Call Net Control, K4KMW.
Whiskey Bravo 5, Victor Quebec X-Ray, WB5VQX.
KW4KL, Kilo Whiskey 4, Kilo Lima, Joey in Princeton.
Okay, I picked up WB5VQX, Mike in Eddyville, and KW4KL, Joey in Princeton. Anyone else like to join the Kentucky Fusion Digital Net? Call Net Control now.
Kilo Yankee 4, Delta Oscar Charlie, KY4 DOC, Darren, Lyon County.
Kilo Juliet Forward, Tango Kilo Lima, James, Street County. Okay.
Okay, we picked up KY4DOC, Darren in Lyon County, KJ4TKL, James in Trigg County, with no comments for the net. Thanks for joining us, James. Anyone else like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net here? Please call Net Control now, K4KMW.
KK4 ZMP, Kilo 4, Zulu, Mike Pango. Benny and Princeton, I'll be in and out.
KK4 is EMT, K4KMW. Thanks for joining us, Benny. It's good to have you in there. Anyone else like to get on the list? Call Net Control. Okay, didn't hear any audio, but I've seen a KE4YRI, Mike. Mike, was that you? If you'd like to join us here on the net, go ahead now, K4KMW.
Yes, sir, Kyle. I thought I'd try that. I doubled with somebody else, and I'm working, so can't stay and play. But
appreciate Odie linking up the machine tonight. This is the Shelbyville repeater. It's on the wire, I know, but you'll get her worked out. 73 KE4YRI.
All right, KE4YRI, K4KMW. Thanks for joining us, Mike, and don't work too hard. And I promise everyone we'll get a better method of this so we can all get in here with comments and check in and not double up with each other. All right. That's where I'm at on the list. So if anyone else would like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net, please call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing any further check-ins. Let's back up and get some comments. First on the list was KY40Z Oz. He didn't have any comments. Also, I picked up a Victor Echo 7 Lima Edward. He had typed on the node station computer here that he was not going to be able to join us through the radio tonight, but I believe he might be listening to us. So we appreciate you joining in, sir, and I've got you down here on the list for remote check-in. First on the list there with a comment, W4NHO, Steve in Owensboro. Do you have comments for the net? If so, take it away.
Good evening, Kyle, and the net, it's W4NHO. One reminder, it's a couple of weeks out, but the Shepherdsville Hamfest will be September the 8th. It's also the ARRL State Convention. I invite all people as much as possible to participate and join and take a look at the forums. There's going to be 3 forums. One starting at 9, which is the ARRL forum, and at 10 o'clock a forum regarding how to learn CW. And the 11 o'clock forum will be how to get involved with the digital mode FT8. So very good forums and always a lot of fun and participation at that Hamfest. And one suggestion, Kyle, to throw it out there, you might want to consider using the call-up procedures we started on a KEN by district, and that way folks will get a chance to hear the districts being called and the counties involved. There'll be 10 different calling areas, but it may be a chance to slow down the doubling and things like that throughout the state. Just a thought. Everyone have a good evening, and talk to you on Future Net. Over.
Okay, W4NHO, K4KMW returning. Thanks, Steve, for your information about the Hamfest and the upcoming events there on the ARRL forums. And we'll take that into consideration here. Got a note possibly to use the KenNet new district map. So we'll be in discussion with Roy and those fellows, Odie and Ron, maybe to see if they're okay with us doing that. And that may make it a little easier there, calling out to each district. So, okay, let's try. I had K4 AR, short time, Oak Ridge, K4BCL, Brian, short time, N4JTQ, Rick with short time. What about N4VGI, Bob? You still out there, Bob, or are you away from the radio?
K4KMW from N4VGI. No, I switched radios. I'm in the house now. But I'll give a comment. It's just nice to be in there and hear everybody. And it's kind of neat. I got off just in time to check in. So everything's okay here. It warmed up a little bit in western Kentucky today. But anyway, that's okay. And sounds like even though, you know, you've got a great number of people checking in, so that's good. And, gee, Steve, I'd have to learn my district all over again. My grid square and all that, which I can do. Anyway, that's about all we've got from here Kyle, thank you for calling the net. Hope the little one and family's doing okay. I'm sure they are. And hope you get feeling better. So with that, we'll turn it back to you. N4VGI, back to net control.
Okay, N4VGI, K4KMW returning. Thanks, Bob, for joining us, and glad you got home there for the evening, and you're in that nice ham station shack there you got at the house. That's a real nice shack there, so enjoy the rest of your evening there, and we'll be talking to you soon. Next on the list was K4ULE Jerry. Jerry's already come in and talked to us. Do you have any further information for the net there, Jerry, or did you get it all out the first time? K4KMW. Okay, I believe Jerry's done gone left us. We had WA4SKU Mike come in with a little bit of comment earlier, and K8HSY Ron in Bowling Green was down for no comment. Let's try KY4GW Greg. Greg, I didn't hear earlier if you had a comment or not. Really just seen your call on the screen and had a little bit of packet drop. So let's call out to you and see if you have any info for the group. K4KMW.
I don't know if I really got any info for the group, but glad I had a reminder on my phone that the net was going on tonight, so I didn't miss that. But yeah, I'm with you on trying to figure out how to get all these check-ins in without stepping on each other. On a wide area net, I know they do by call sign, basically. Generally what I remember is like Alpha through Mike and then November through Zulu or whatever, but split it up like that by call sign, which not everybody gets that either, but that's a thought, and if we could get that sorted out, that way everybody can still get in here. I think you got a good thing going, and we could get this thing probably nationwide if we keep going at it, but get it set up to where people do check in more regularly, not right on top of each other, because as I've seen even, it's hard to tell when you first key up if somebody else has hopped in there just ahead of you. You can't see them at all. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Hope everybody stays safe. We've had a nice reprieve from the heat for a little bit for a few days here, but it's coming back. So everybody stay safe, stay hydrated out there. I'll get it back to you, Kyle, and I thank Odie for having his repeater up so I can get in there. Excuse me. But I'll get it back to you, Kyle, and everybody stay safe. 7-3, KY4GW, back to net.
Okay, KY4GW, K4KMW. Thanks, Greg, for joining us, and it's always great to hear from you. Glad you got us some comments there for the net. We made note of your suggestion. We'll come up with a way, hopefully, to get this done and everyone get in there and decrease the amount of doubling over each other here on the digital side. Next on the list was WA4DDR, David J. in Louisville. David J., did you have comments from the net? If so, take it away.
Not much going on. Still trying to work on getting duplexers set up on the repeater I'm trying to bring on the air. Had trouble with my computer trying to flash the HRI 200. It seemed like every time I turned around, I went 3 steps backwards and 1 forward. And still wrestling with it, but I'm not devoting 100% of time to it. So I guess it's one of those things you get in, what you put in it, you get out. I'm just kind of loafing right now, but still trying to check in and hear anybody that has any input that I could go, oh, that's what I need to do. Anyway, 73s to all, WA4DDR clear.
WA4DDR, K4KMW returning. Thank you there, WJ, for joining us, and I have tend to agree with you there on 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That happens from time to time here at my QTH as well. So appreciate you again coming in from Louisville and representing that area. Okay, next on the list was N4IYX, Edgar in Oakland, I believe it is. Edgar, do you have any comments for the net? If so, take it away.
Okay, I thought I'd give it comments, but, oh, wait a minute, I checked in without comments, but that's okay. Thank you for getting me in here. I appreciate you calling the net, and I'm glad to see you working on a simpler way to get everything done and get people in. That's important, and you're doing a fine job of getting it together. I'll turn it back to you, Kyle. 7-3, thank you very much. This is N4IYX.
All right, M4IYX, K4KMW returning. Thanks, Edgar. And I apologize if you had comments earlier. My node station locked up when you keyed earlier, and I think we had several stations come in at one time there, so I didn't hear any of that. And I apologize to anyone that I missed. And, yeah, it's definitely always a work in progress on this end. And as I said earlier, I'm sorry if I've confused anyone or butchered it tonight, because trying to come up with a way and make everyone happy here, and we can all get in here and share information the easiest way possible without stepping on everybody as we key up. So, okay, next in there I had KM4LDP, Jeff in Paducah. Jeff, did you have any comments, or was you a short time? K4KMW.
KM4LDP. No comments, or, well, I just thought of something. You might want to think of, on your check-ins, go to the first letters of your call sign prefix. That's what we do on the Paducah net, you know, Alpha through Echo, and then split it up in like 4 or 5 different groups, and that could slow your doubling down too. But if you get a chance to feel like it, give me a call after the net.
All right, KM4LDP, K4KMW returning. Thanks, Jeff, for your comment, and appreciate you joining us. And if I get off this net here shortly, I'll try and give you a call. Also had in there W4WWS, Steve in Paducah. Short time. Thanks, Steve, for joining us, and thanks for the stuff you do on the Facebook. That's well appreciated. And next there we had KY4OEM, Mike here. And he's in Western Kentucky. I believe he's in the Ledbetter area, and he's coming in through the Paducah node, and he's a first-time Fusion user. So I want to invite you, Mike, to come back with us, and glad to have you in there every Saturday night. We have the net 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm sure, as you know, talking to Steve and different ones there at the meets, and it's just a real big time, as long as the net control operator doesn't screw it up too bad here trying to get everyone checked in. So glad to have you with us. Okay, let's try KN4GZX. John, did you have comments on the net? If so, take it away. K4KMW.
Negative there, Kyle. No, I appreciate everything you're doing. No, you're doing a good job. I'm new to the group here, and I just wanted to thank everybody for helping me out this past week, getting this thing up and running. So I guess we're all good now. So I appreciate that very much from everybody. So no, I'm having a ball. This is a little big learning experience for me. So, and it's just another avenue. So I'll be all clear here down in Tennessee. KN4GZX. Back to you, Kyle. Thank you.
Okay, KN4GZX, K4KMW. John there is another new digital user, and he just recently got his node set up. I'm glad to hear you in there, John. I'm glad you got past all those router obstacles. That's great to hear you in there. I'm glad that you can join us and get in here and chit-chat after the net or during the net, either one. So glad to hear you in there. It sounded real good from your neck of the woods, sir. Okay, next in there was KK4OVW. Randy, I didn't get whether you were a comment or not or short time, so just let me know now. K4KMW.
Well, good evening, Kyle and everyone. Yeah, this is Randy here in the big city of White House. Just want to check in. Just want to say a happy 18th birthday to you. I always say, it's always good to do that, but happy 18th birthday to you, young man. And you sounded good tonight on the Kentucky phone net. I appreciate you checking in. And you got a booming station there. I saw when I was up there in Indiana last week. You had a great signal coming up that way. So messing around here, I changed the node VHF here. It's kind of hard to find a VHF frequency here. I was on one that was APRS was on there earlier, so I switched over. So I don't know. I'll probably might go back to UHF eventually. It does help with the distance here. I talked to Ron yesterday evening. It was up there, up in Franklin, Kentucky. It was about 13 miles away. I was surprised I could still talk, but it was pretty cool. So anyway, Kyle, thanks for all your efforts there. Hope to get to see you soon. And once again, happy birthday to you, young man. Have a good day. Have a good evening. This is KK4OVW, back to net control.
Okay, KK4OVW, K4KMW returning there. Thanks, Randy, for the birthday wishes. Yesterday was my birthday, as you all probably know, and it has been a long time since I've been 18. It sure would be nice to be 18 again. So appreciate it, and thanks for the station compliments. That's always a work in progress here at the HF station, and I've got to get more involved on the HF side. I've got a pretty good setup here now, but learning and teaching myself how to use it and use it right, and it's been a lot of fun. So okay, thanks again. Next we head in there, KA4JWB, Jason in Hopkinsville. Did you have any comments, Jason? If so, take it away.
Good evening, Kyle, and everybody on the net. This is K4JWB Mobile at the moment. Happy late birthday. I was a little bit busy yesterday getting that grandbaby into the world. 8 pounds, 8 ounces, and 20.5 inches long. Just wanted to throw that out, but you're doing good, Kyle. Appreciate everybody. And happy late birthday. K4JWB, back to net.
KA4JWB, K4KMW. You sound really good mobile, Jason. Sounding real good there in the Hopkinsville, I guess, area. And congratulations on becoming a grandpa. That's really great. I just become a dad for the second time in my life here back in June, as you well everyone pretty much knows. And it's just a great little miracle there to have along for the whole family. So glad to have you in there, Jason, and hope to hear from you next Saturday. Had a KN4HDT, Jerry Bowman in Hopkinsville. Jerry, do you have any comments for that? If so, take it away.
No, I didn't really have any comments. I come in as in and out. I hadn't just come home from a lunch break, and when everything started, so I got to jump in there. Most of the time I'm at work and don't get to participate, but anyway, just glad to hear everybody in there. Everybody have a good night, and I'll be back on next Saturday, hopefully.
Okay, Jerry, appreciate you joining us there, and hope you enjoyed your lunch break there, and don't work too hard, and we hope to hear from you next Saturday. That was KN4HDT, K4KMW here, Net Control for the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net. We're going to get the next one on the list there, WB5VQX, Mike in Eddyville, I believe it is. Mike, do you have any comments for the net? If so, take it away, K4KMW.
Oh, good evening, Kyle, K4KMW and the Kentucky All Fusion Net. This is WB5VQX. Mike is the name. We're over in outside of Eddyville, and where it was a beautiful, beautiful day. Very busy out at the marina, and we kept real busy. But that made the time go by fast. Congratulations to Jason on the new addition to the family and becoming a grandfather. And let's see here. Oh, yeah, Darren, I wanted to pass along to you. You're coming up here pretty quick. Pass along to you that I was talking to Bart Carney, and he mentioned that he'd seen you over at the ball game. So, small world we live in. Let's see here. And I turned in my 2-week notice over there at the marina today. We're winding down for the season and fixing to close down, and of course, the restaurant will be closed for all but weekends after Labor Day, and my hours are going to be cut extensively for obvious reasons.
So, and not having anything else to do, I found another job down in Princeton at the cookie, what everybody calls the cookie factory down there, making quite a little bit more money, pretty steady hours, excellent benefits package. It's a win-win deal all the way around, and I'm pretty excited about getting started out there in a couple of weeks and getting some issues. My finances have been pretty ugly here lately. Getting some issues taken care of and getting the finances straightened out. That's all we got from Eddyville, Kyle. K4KMW. Hope you get to feeling better pretty soon. This is WB5VQX.
Hey, WB5VQX, K4KMW returning. Well, thanks, Mike, for all that information out of the Eddyville area, and congratulations on the new job. I hope everything works out for you there, and the gold starts pouring in for you, friend. I wish you well, and I'm glad you joined us here on the net this weekend, and look forward to hearing from you next Saturday. All right, next on my list was KW4KL, Joey in Princeton. Joey, I didn't know if you were short time or not. Do you have comments from the net? If so, take it away.
This is KW4KL. Yeah, I've got just a few comments. First comment I've got is, Kyle, you're doing a good job. I know everybody's telling you that, but I'm serious. You're doing a real good job on this. Anytime you grow a net with that many people from that many areas trying to check in, you are going to have a pile up every now and then. The other comment I've got, and I don't know if it was on my end or not, but one of the nodes when they checked in, when they unkeyed, my radio showed that they were still transmitting, just throwing a carrier. And it went on for several minutes, and then finally I heard some more people start talking. And I don't know if it was something on my end. It was my hand there. Of course, I'm 1 mile from the W4KBL repeater, and I don't know if it was something on my end or what, but that was a question I had. If one of these nodes that is attached to the room, if it keys up and they don't have timeout timer on it, is that going to throw the whole system down, or how does that work? I've got. So I'll turn it back to you, Kyle. This will be KW4KL back to net control.
Okay, KW4KL, K4KMW. Thanks, Joey, for the good compliments there. Appreciate it. It is tough here. Glad to have all these fine folks across the state and surrounding states to join us. It is a big task to get everybody in. And for the past, say, 3 weeks, we've had at least 35 check-ins each Saturday night. So we're trending towards that right now very closely. So as far as your comment for the network hanging up, I actually had that situation here happen. We had a check-in, and I believe that may be the aftermath of where you get 2 or 3 stations in at one time, and then the node computer possibly there at Princeton may lock on. I'm not sure if that's the case or not, but the only way I could clear it on my end was power down the node radio and then power it back up. So it's very possible that was what was happening on your repeater end. And then when it finally timed out after 3 minutes, I believe you probably did see it come back in there, and you heard it start talking again. So that's what hopefully the goal is, try to get a better method for everyone checking in, and that way we don't double up and cause the nodes to go haywire. But appreciate you coming in there, Joey, as always, and thanks again for the compliments. Okay, next in there is Darren, KY4, DOC. Take it away with your comments there, K4KMW.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, it's been a very busy Saturday, as most Saturdays are around here. Started out, the youngest his ball team was on the float on the parade here at Founders Day in Eddyville, and then after that we had a doubleheader at the ball field. That took up most of the day in that hot sun, and just got back a little bit ago and starting to wind down for the evening. And Mike over at the marina there
stopped by there the other day. I don't know if you made my salt wings for me or not, but they were excellent and definitely was a hit for after playing a round of golf. I was definitely hungry after that, so everything turned out nice. And good luck on your new job there, and hope everything works well. And Kyle, I think that's all I have for this evening, and catch you guys on the next one. KY4DOC.
Okay, KY4DOC, K4KMW. Thanks, Darren, for joining us, and good to hear you in there. I hadn't heard you in a while. Glad that you've had some good ball games there with the kiddos, and it sounded like you had a pretty good meal over there at Eddyville here in the past few days, so that's good to hear. Let's see here. Next in there I had was KJ4TKL, James and Trigg with Short Time. Thanks, James, for joining us. Also had KK4ZMT, Benny Princeton, joined us Short Time. And then I had KE4YRI, Mike, Short Time. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us here on the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net. Looks like we're up to 22 nodes connected to the Princeton, Kentucky WiresX room now, so we're going to open it back up because that's the end of the list so far. Let's open it up for check-ins. If you'd like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net, please call Net Control and be sure to space it out so we don't double up. K4KMW.
November 8th, Papa Oscar Golf. Good evening, Kyle. Rick in Hamilton, Ohio.
KM9Q, Scott in St. Petersburg, Florida.
CT4FN, John in Fredonia.
Okay, I picked up N8POG, Rick in Ohio, and KM9Q, Scott in St. Pete, Florida, and AK4FN, John in Fredonia. Anyone else like to get on the list here for a comment or a short time for the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net? Please call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing any. Let's go ahead and back up and get N8POG. Rick, you got comments for the net? If so, go ahead, sir. K4KMW.
All right, K4KMW, this is N8POG. Good evening to you, Kyle, and good evening to everyone on the net. Not a big lot to report around here, just staying out of the rain. It has really rained on my parade today. Every time I wanted to go outside, it'd start raining or thundering and lightning and carrying on. But anyway, we've had a good day around here. Kyle, I don't have anything to report, buddy. I just wanted to get in here and say howdy to everybody, and I hope everybody's had a great day. God bless all of you, and we'll catch you on the next go around. Back to you, Kyle, KM4KAKW N8, poor old grandpa. Good evening.
All right, N8POG, K4KMW. Thanks, Rick, for joining us. As always, good to hear from you, and I hope you avoid those storms. Sounds like you've been in the rain all day out there in your neck of the woods, and I heard you on the phone net earlier that you had a lot of static and static crashes and thunder, so best that you get that equipment unplugged and maybe just play through the internet here the rest of the night. All right, next on there was Kilo Mike 9, Quebec, Scott, St. Petersburg, Florida. Go ahead, Scott, with your comments for the net.
Well, good evening to you and everybody else on the net. I've been out of WiresX for about a year and a half. Just got back recently. And I've been playing with other modes and such. And I noticed that on all the other modes, there's a way to do a parrot test. or an echo test where you can transmit a short sentence and then hear yourself back, so you can make sure your microphone gain's adjusted properly. I've looked around in WiresX. I really don't see any way to do that. Maybe somebody on the net can tell me if there is such a thing on WiresX or whether there's not. That's all I had, just that question. So back to you, Net Control from KM9Q.
All right, KM9Q, K4KMW. Yeah, I understand exactly what you're talking about there. I was talking, just messaging Mike, WA4SKU. We were talking about different audio levels and whatnot of everyone there joining tonight, and hopefully my audio level is okay. I'm not real sure if it is or not. There is one thing that I know that you can do. I'm not sure of an echo test like what you're talking about through Fusion, but I do know that John, AK4FN, has his recording going on there on our Kentucky Fusion All Digital Network Facebook group. You can actually go and replay your audio there. I don't know if that will help you or not, or you might even be able to join up there with John later after the net, and he can send you a recording of your audio. I don't know if that would help you or not, but that's just my 2 cents, and maybe somebody else can come in and knows a secret that I don't. Definitely a lot more smarter people on here about WiresX than I am. So appreciate you, Scott, for joining us from St. Pete, and I envy where you're at. The wife and I have talked before about would love to move to Florida someday, and hopefully that's in our plans sometime in the future. So, okay, next on there was AK4FN, who I was just talking about, John in Fredonia. John, do you have comments for the net? If so, go ahead and take it away, K4KMW.
Yeah, Kyle, you're doing a real good job. I seen 21 nodes, and I heard you just say 22. I think that's the most that we've had connected yet. That's great. Doing a real good job. Even with some of the doubling, it hasn't been as bad this time. But maybe out your neck of woods today, went over to Just Burgers there. That was my first time ever there. Let me tell you what, that was pretty good. I had a couple burgers and some chili cheese fries. I'll tell you, that was some good stuff. Yeah, and that gentleman, he could go back and rewind the video and find himself on there and go there if he wanted me to ever record him. I can always record it and email him or whatever. But yeah, we can definitely work with that as well. And I wanted to congratulate Mike there on the new job. That's great. Hope you're feeling better there here shortly. And also wanted to say happy birthday. That's all I've got there for the net. Hopefully we get some more check-ins. I think this is, like I say, the largest amount of nodes I've ever seen connected to the room. So, good deal. Yeah, I guess we got our 2 new repeaters in the Princeton area come in. I want to say, well, it was Friday. We got to go set them up, but we've got the new upgrades to the, I guess they're the version 2 or whatever you want to say, and they've got the built-in network cards. So anyway, hopefully we'll have that here shortly. I know we got at least, and I'm going to say something else, I know we got at least 4 people over at that music festival, so we're going to be missing those 4 check-ins. Mike, 2 of them down there, Mike N4MHD, and then I think Nancy, she's down at that music festival over by you, or I'm not sure where it's at, but Kenley. But so anyway, we're doing pretty good. Anyway, I'll turn it back over to you, Kyle. I appreciate you doing the net. AK4FN.
Okay, AK4FN, K4KMW. Thanks for the breather there, John. I appreciate it. I was really needing to cough and clear all this out of my head, and had to get the daughter to bring me some more cough drops. So, yes, appreciate everything you're doing there for me, and I want to thank you for that very awesome logo you made for the Facebook group page, and I use that on the web page as well. And you do a real good job on that, and you do a real good job of helping all the fellow hams there that want to get into Fusion and help with the computer side of it. I know you're real good at that, and a lot better than I am with it as well. But I appreciate you, John, and sounds good. Glad to hear about the new repeaters, and that's going to be interesting to hear those things on the air, and just curious what modes you're going to run them on. I guess probably maybe you're going to run them in auto mode, I guess. I'm not real sure, but I'm glad to hear that the club did that. So I'm now at the bottom of the list there, and I'm like right at, I believe, 29 check-ins. I believe that's what I just counted, and we are down to 21 nodes now. I did see 22 just a moment ago, but we're down to 21, and we're going to try to get some more check-ins here. So if you'd like to join the Kentucky Fusion All Digital Net and get on the list for short time or with comment, go ahead and call that control now, K4KMW. Okay, not hearing anyone. Is there anyone there that that has a recheck or possibly another comment for some of the folks here with questions tonight? If so, go ahead now. Call Net Control K4KMW. Okay, not hearing any. I'm going to go ahead and start closeout procedures. I would like to thank all stations for checking in this week's session of the Kentucky All Digital Net. Please come again next week when the net meets again next Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I would like to thank the Princeton, Kentucky Ham Radio Club for hosting the Princeton, Kentucky Wires X Room, along with all the repeater owners and Simplex node station owners around the state and our surrounding states that join in here through the Princeton Wires X Room to even make this net be possible. We couldn't have this net without all the connections out there for folks to come in through and join in with. And it's great that we've got this system here set up. Princeton Club has definitely got a real good thing going here for all of us to use. We'll check one last time. Anyone like to check in or do short time or comment or a recheck? Call Net Control now, K4KMW. Okay, nothing heard. As John said earlier, got Mikey and Tracy and a few of the other hams that are up at the Hot August Blues Festival at Ken Lake State Resort, and probably up there enjoying themselves, listening to good music and enjoying friendship there, visiting with others. So, all right, that being said, I will now close the Kentucky All Digital Net and return the Wires X Room and all the frequencies being used back to normal amateur radio use. This is K4KMW, and I will be clear. Thank y'all. 7-3. K4KMW, this is KK4OVW. KK4OVW, K4KMW. Go ahead, Randy, what's up?
Not much, but hey, I just had a quick question for you. Are you capable of doing 160 at your house yet?
Yes, sir. I actually have a Wyndham, a random cut Wyndham. It was set up originally for 160. I shortened it a bit, but yeah, I can still tune to that. No problem.
Okay, I was just curious. You know, they do have a bunch of guys get Roy get on 160 1975 about this time every night, or on occasion. But if you wanted to check in, but I just wasn't sure if you did. Like I said, you did a great job with your station there. I said when I was up there in Indiana, and then tonight when we checked in on the phone that I probably sound a lot better tonight than I have up there because I've just run a barefoot. But you sounded really good, so you did a good job with it. Kudos to your setup there, bud. And hope to get to see you here soon. So I won't mind anymore, but have a good evening, okay? It's KK4VW.
All right, roger that. Appreciate the info. I got a note here, 1975. I'm gonna have to try to get in there and make contact with you guys on there and see if I can get out. I'm of course, it's not the most efficient antenna with it being a Wyndham, but definitely should be able to get out there and maybe put a little bit of power into it and see if I can't make it. But yeah, your station's always been real good and clear to me here in the Paducah. It just took me a little bit longer. I've got my amp set up, and I'm not pushing with about 35-40 watts into it, so I'm sure I could push it a little harder than that. But I'm just going to let it idle and maybe last me quite a long time, if you know what I mean there. But yeah, sounds good. I'll try and get in there with you guys and give you a holler. TK4OVW, K4KMW. We're going to be standing by.
Okay, bud, sounds good. Yeah, I'm like you. I don't drive much more than 40 watts into mine. I just got an 811H, so I like to run those tubes, little 5 extra watts I drive. You get a lot less life with the tubes. But have a good one, bud. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good evening, and we'll see you later. KN4KMW, this is KK4W. Have a good evening. Good hearing you, and great job tonight on the net as always.
I appreciate it, Randy, and thanks again. Like you said there, you'll have to, not sure what the next Ham Fest is you're coming to, or when you're around the area. If you're ever through the Paducah area, give me a holler and maybe meet up, eat some lunch or something somewhere. K4OVW, K4KMW.
Sounds good, but I get up that way, I'll give you a holler. So I don't get up that way like I used to, but I will. If I get up that way, I'll definitely give you a buzz. But have a good one, bud. KK4VW.